Friends, welcome to Biology Made Easy. Today in this video, we'll discuss the control of water pollution. The water contains different types of waste materials. It may be sewage, maybe industrial effluents, which contain different types of organic substances, salts, acids. So how to purify this water so that it can be used for drinking purpose and for all other purposes. So let us start discussing that as the treatment of wastewater. Treatment of wastewater. So there are different methods for treatment, but let us discuss first one of the methods in which the sewage or the wastewater can be treated in different steps. That is a primary treatment, secondary treatment and tertiary treatment. So step by step we will discuss. So the first is the primary treatment, and the primary treatment is completely physical. That means the entire wastewater is put in a tank and it is allowed to sediment, so that all the sand, silt and clay, all the heavy metals and materials that will be settled at the bottom, and in the upper part this will be known as effluent. This is effluent and these are the solid materials, and the process is known as sedimentation. So this is the first step where the wastewater is put in a tank and allowed to sediment. Now come to the second step. The second step is known as secondary treatment. Secondary treatment, which is biological. So in this what happens? Now let us take another water tank, and the effluent from the first one is transferred to this. Now the effluent from this is transferred to the second one, and the second one is known as aerobic. It is known as aerobic tank digester. So when the effluent, which contains all types of salts, phosphates, nitrates and all other organic substances coming from the domestic and other sewage, now this is put here. Now to this, the aerobic bacteria and fungi are added. That is here, there will be inoculation of aerobic bacteria and fungi. Now this aerobic bacteria and fungi, they will act upon the different organic materials present in this effluent, and they will start digesting them. So when they will start breaking them, they will, because since they are aerobic, they will require a lot of oxygen. That means the biochemical oxygen demand, or BOD, will go on increasing. The greater the BOD, the greater polluted the effluent is. But a stage will come when the BOD will start decreasing. And when it will start decreasing, that means all the organic materials present in the effluent, that has been completely broken down, and ultimately the aerobic bacteria and fungi, they will be settled at the bottom. They will be settled at the bottom in the form of plugs. And this is known as activated sludge. This is known as activated sludge. Now this activated sludge is taken to another third one, where there will be anaerobic, which will be known as anaerobic sludge digester, where the methanogen bacteria will act upon it and it will convert it into biogas. But here we are discussing only the purification of water. So we will not discuss that part. Now this water which is purified to some extent due to the action of aerobic bacteria, now that will be taken for the tertiary treatment. So it will be carried for the tertiary treatment. So after the secondary treatment, still the water contains sufficient amount of phosphates, then nitrates, and also it contains different types of salts. So when it will be taken for another tank for tertiary treatment, where now this water comes to this, where the organic matter has been degraded. Now here there will be addition of alum, then ferric chloride, as well as the lime. As a result, what will happen? If still there is any solid substance or salts and the phosphates, they will be settled at the bottom. And only, that means 90% of the solids and phosphates will be settled at the bottom. Only some of the salts like nitrates and some other materials will be there. So for that, this water is to be again treated, or there should be desalination, where the nitrates will be removed, and now after this desalination, the water is fit for irrigation. That means there is no salt, there is no alkali, no acid, all have been degraded. But this water, to make it drinkable, now this water is to be treated with for removal of DDT. Because nowadays several techniques are there, and from this water the DDT can be removed. Then only it can be used for the purpose of drinking water, and this water can be released to the nearby streams, rivers, lakes, or the tanks. So in this way, the water which contains a lot of sewage and organic matter, that is purified, and ultimately it is possible to drink that water. So this is one of the methods of purification of the domestic and industrial sewage. But now there are different new methods where there is integration of both artificial and natural process, and we will take some case studies. So one of the case study will take, case 1 will take, and this is the case study, a case study of integrated wastewater management. So here there is it is an integration of both artificial and natural processes. That is, both artificial and natural processes are applied. So what usually happens? This case was taken in the town, that is Arcata town in the north coast of California, USA. So in this Arcata town, there is the lake which was full of this waste materials, and how it was purified. Let us study this. Now this water was treated, both primary and secondary treatment was done. And this primary, that means it will take the stage 1, In the stage 1, there is a artificial treatment where the first two, primary and secondary treatment was done. Secondary treatment was done. Now after this primary and secondary treatment, still sufficient amount of phosphate, nitrates and other things still remain. And even some toxic substances, heavy metals, still they remain because they are not removed by this primary and secondary treatment. So in the stage 2, in the stage 2, all these toxic materials were removed, and here along with the people of this Arcata town, now the biologist of Humboldt University, State University came to help. So here the biologists of this Humboldt State University, they selected 6 different masses, 6 different masses covering 60 hectares of marshland. And in these 60 hectares of marshland, continuously adjacent to each other, they started growing different types of plants, algae, fungi, and bacteria. Now after this artificial treatment, that is primary and secondary treatments, still the different types of salts, phosphates, nitrates, which still are present in this water, they are allowed to pass through this marsh containing the different types of plant, algae and fungi. And while passing through them, these different types of plants present in the 6 different masses covering 60 hectares of marshland, they utilized, or you can tell they neutralized and absorbed and assimilated the heavy metals. That means when the wastewater after the primary and secondary treatment was allowed to pass through these 60 acres of marshland, these different types of plant, algae, fungi and bacteria which are arranged in a continuous manner, they neutralized, absorbed and assimilated the different types of metals, salts, and luxuriantly they grew. So that after passing through the 60 acres of marshland, the water which came, that is completely pure. That means this is an integrated treatment, both artificial and natural. So this is in the natural way, all the heavy metals were removed. Now, the citizens of Arcata, now they have formed one group that is known as Friends of Arcata marshland, in short known as FOAM, Friends of Arcata marshland, and they are taking the care and the safety of this particular lake, and at present that lake has been converted to a sanctuary where there is the biodiversity of different types of fishes, animals, and birds. So this is one case where both in artificial and natural means the wastewater was treated. Now let us take also a second case. The second case also again found in Louisiana of USA. Now case number 2, and this is found in case of Louisiana coastland of USA. Now here in this case also it was found that the wastewater after the primary and secondary treatment, the amount of nitrates and phosphate which were still present in them, they were allowed to pass through a marshland present in this Louisiana coastland. And by using these phosphates and nitrates, the coastland plants, they grew very rapidly. And it was found that all the heavy metals, the nitrates and phosphate, they are utilized by them. But when these plants, they died and they were deposited in the coastland, that means the land level gradually raised. This became another advantage because usually the land was below the sea level, and due to the deposition of these stems, leaves, roots of these dead plants, the coastal level, the height of the coastal level slightly lifted above. So this is again another advantage to this coastland, that is Louisiana. Now let's take the case number 3. Now the case number 3 is use of EcoSan toilets. Usually for the removal of this human excreta, lot of water is waste. Because when we push the or we flush the toilet, how many liters of water is lost? So nowadays the scientists have developed some dry composting system or dry toilet system for removal of human fecal matters, so that there will be no wastage of water. And this has become, it is a hygienic, it is economical, and it is also scientific. And these EcoSan toilets have been already in use in case of Kerala and Sri Lanka. And in the Swachh Bharat program, nearly 100 million double pit toilets have been built under Swachh Bharat program. Swachh Bharat program. That means in this double pit, there are 2 soak pits are used. In one case that is solid, and in another case the wastewater will be there, from which there will be certain pipes linked to the soil, so that the soil, when that will pass through the soil, the ground level water that is present, so when it will pass through it, it will be purified before it reaches some other water body. So these are the different methods by which the wastewater can be purified, and these are the latest methods, both by integrated artificial and natural methods we can do it, and also purely on this artificially it can be done. So now let us discuss some questions. So we can write one question: which of the following in sewage treatment removes suspended solids? So first choice is primary treatment, second choice is secondary treatment, then tertiary treatment, and the fourth is the sludge treatment. So this is one question. Then the second question is ecosan. The ecosan toilets are working in many areas of one choice Assam and West Bengal, B choice Karnataka and Sri Lanka, third choice Kerala and Sri Lanka, fourth choice Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. So these are the type of questions which are usually asked with respect to this wastewater management. I hope you have a very clear understanding of this wastewater water management. So thank you very much. God bless you. Have a good day.